as you can tell from that intro, I'm just a little bit of a drone enthusiast, and what I have here in this box, it's the latest offering from DJI, and this is going to get me into a lot of trouble with the wife. Alright, like I said, this is the newest offering from DJI. Hopefully you're excited to see this. I know there's been a ton of videos on this. Unfortunately, I'm not on DJI's mailing list. But seriously, DJI, if you'd like to add me, I'd really appreciate it. And I'd love to go ahead and review. I've got enough of your products. I spent enough money. Be nice if you sent me something to review. But yeah, so I'm not one of the lucky ones that gets a product to review, so I have to wait till it's released. But I have it here, so let's go ahead and unbox it. Alright, if you are brand new here to the channel, I'd really appreciate if you go down below, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free of charge, costs you nothing. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button for me, please. Really helps YouTube recommend my channel so I can help grow and bring you better and better content. So, there we are. There we are. This is a totally new way of flying for me. Here, let's get this out. There you have it. I just love opening up brand new things. It would be really cool if I was on DJI's list. I used to have a much larger channel, but somehow I deleted it by mistake. Now I'm having to start all over. There's still a glimmer of hope. Maybe YouTube will restore it for me. That really helps when you want companies to send you stuff. But yeah, I screwed up now. I'm paying the price. So, how do we open this? I should do a tutorial on how to open these boxes. Wow. Okay, so I've been flying drones for several years now, and they've all been basically GPS drones that outfly themselves. This FPV is a whole nother world for me, and the nice thing with this is it's kind of like having training wheels, because this drone here has GPS capabilities. It'll fly within GPS realms. It'll hover itself. It'll return to home. Wow, that's kind of heavy. And then and then you could slowly work your way into manual mode. So, wow, this is interesting. It's interesting looking. Oh wow. When there's no battery, it doesn't weigh a whole lot. The battery is the bulk of the weight. Wow. Okay. This is weird too. I've never had a battery have like a cable that plugs in like that. So here they have all their little stickers you gotta peel off first. Why, I don't know. I don't know why DJI likes these little stickers so much. Man, my Mavic Air 2 was like loaded down with stickers. So the main difference between this and other drones is how you fly it. These, you're gonna have to wear goggles. Here's more stickers. They love their stickers. Yeah, so this is kind of a little nerve-wracking for me because I've never flown with goggles on. Always just use the remote, kind of like line of sight type stuff. Never had this on. It's kind of scary because what if somebody's got a problem with you flying a drone and they come up? You only know to the last second. What if they got a
case of the ass and smack you in the face. You don't even see it coming. But technically, by FAA rules, you're supposed to have a spotter, because if you're wearing these, you're supposed to have somebody there with you line of sight, but we all know how that goes. Why am I struggling with this one so bad? So yeah, it's kind of what's kept me from going FPV for quite a while. So we got 4 propellers, I guess 2 are spares. We only need 2 of each. I'm saying on these drones, propellers spin 2 different ways, and they're marked. See, these are black, and these have a red circle. So now we have the remote, which this one is different than most DJI remotes. Look at that, there's more stickers. That there's no place to put a cell phone or tablet because you use the goggles. And there's a little thing to hold the lanyard here. This is pretty cool. You know, it's weird. I haven't seen a video of Casey Neistat unboxing one of these. I wonder. Weird. Normally he's got a video out. They love giving him stuff. Alright, that's the harness for the goggles. Quick start going. Bunch of cables. Oh, these are the antennas for the front of the goggles. Yeah, so that's the antennas. We need those. That's an extra pair of joysticks. That's an OTG cable, which we'll need for the goggles. We got a power key. This is weird. What the heck? Okay, I don't know. And then they give you a extra shell for the drone, bright green. I don't care. And then, oh, an Allen wrench to adjust the joystick, which I'm not going to do right away. Okay, so that's the battery for the goggles. And then we got our power supply here. I like how shiny it looks with this tape, but I don't know if that would actually hold in heat or not, so I always take it off. Okay, so I got the Flymore kit, which is kind of interesting. So normally when you get a Flymore kit, you get extra propellers. You'll get 2 extra batteries and a charging hub like this, and usually a carrying case. For some reason in this, the Flymore kit is only 2 batteries and a charging hub, which I'm not even sure how you use this charging hub. I mean, it's got rubber feet, so you can like lay it down like that, but it seems weird because it just picks up the whole, tilts that thing up. Or I'm not sure if you stand it, but I mean, it does have rubber feet. Weird, but yeah. So DJI does not give you a carry case with the Flymore combo or extra propellers. Normally that's like the whole perk of getting it. Well, with the extra batteries too. But for some reason DJI, there's no case involved with this one. I'm really kind of upset about that. I haven't heard anybody else talk about that on a lot of the videos I've watched. That's it. Your Flymore combo for this drone is 2 batteries and a charging hub. which for these FPVs you can kind of burn through batteries really quick, but we'll talk about that more in a minute.
Not sure if you noticed in the unboxing, but only one motor of the drone had a foam ring around it where the metal stem comes up that goes through the prop. Only one motor. That seems kind of weird. I'm not sure if DJI ran out of them or it's just a quality control issue or if that they only meant to put one. It just seems weird that only one motor. But I promise that you've seen I'd never opened that box before. But I also, around the gimbal was another sticker. Do you believe that? And I missed videotaping it. I was just looking around while everything was charging. I took the cover off the camera and there was a sticker wrapped around that. So, and yeah, here's what I was talking about. Here's the batteries. Look at that. It just seems kind of weird that this thing's not designed to sit flat. Like I said, you got rubber feet here on the bottom. You have rubber feet, but these tend to rock. And while we're talking about batteries, this is one of the things that DJI did to make getting into FPV really easy is they brought over their smart battery technology. And what I mean is DJI batteries have some intelligence built into them that keep you from overcharging or even running them down too low, because the drones will actually let you know, hey, there's only enough battery to return to home. It calculates like how much battery it used to get to point A and says, hey, to get back to point B, back to home, we've already used this much. So the drone and the battery calculate how much it's used, and the drone will land before it gets to that point. You know, if you're on an FPV and you run the battery down to nothing, it's just going to fall out of the sky. At least the DJI will warn you. Also, if you charge these batteries up and just say something happens, you don't go flying and you leave them fully charged, they will self-discharge to a point to save themselves. And it's also extremely easy. You just plug this thing in and it charges. It knows when to turn off. On the FPV side, you have like a controller and you have to program in exactly what your batteries are. Now, I'm not sure, I've never done it. I've seen some stuff on it, and it's quite complicated and a little intimidating looking at the FPV side, their batteries. But I mean, you have to be really careful with your lipos and lithium ions and things like that, not to overcharge them. They can explode and leak. So DJI has made that very, very simple with their smart battery technology to get you into FPV as well. So that's what I was talking about with the batteries. Oh man, what do you think? Is that thing not cool or what? What do you think about this? Is this thing freaking weird or what? This is going to take some getting used to. Wearing this thing, especially out in the heat, wearing this to go ahead and fly a drone. Whew, man. So, what do you think of the drone, man? This thing's a little bit different than anything DJI's ever put out, huh? Look at this thing. Kind of looks like Predator, doesn't it? Rah! That's how it starts. That's what it sounds like when it starts up too. It sounds like freaking Predator. I mean, look at this thing. It's kind of like alien looking. It's weird. Look at that. I'm not sure how many people have gotten a good light in there to show you. Haha, maybe on the first one. That can actually show you what's inside there. Is that not cool or what? See, so the cover's like translucent. See that? Look at how cool. Alright, so what do you think, man? I think it's pretty cool myself, but I'm just kind of like a tech geeky kind of guy. That's the whole point of my channel. I want to bring you tech stuff, and I want to bring it in a very simplistic manner. You know, there's a lot of good channels out there, a lot of good camera channels, a lot of good drone channels, but to me, sometimes they just get a little too technical. A lot of the people that do these channels do professional work. They shoot car videos, they shoot weddings, they shoot real estate. So for them, big numbers and all this fancy stuff means a lot to them. For us, you know, Cinelog, shooting flat, shooting raw, JPEG raw, all this stuff, it means nothing. You know, 120 frames at 4K and 6K, it doesn't really mean. A lot of us, we get the drones, we get camera gear, and we shoot fun stuff on the weekend. We go out there in our quads, our ATVs, videotape ourselves, doing stuff, you know, fishing, whatever it is that you're into, mountain biking. So, we all have whatever we get, our action cameras, drones, and that to film those fun events. And just as long as the image is good coming out of the box, for most of us, we're happy with that. I do YouTube. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'd like to be a larger channel, which I was at one time. Look down at my playlist. I somehow deleted my channel. Don't ask me. But, for me, I've done really good with the channel. It grew pretty good, and I had good luck with it. And all I did is some minor color correcting to, just to fix a few things that I wanted to look a little bit sharper than was out of the box, but nothing crazy. And sometimes I just put it out there, and it's worked, and nobody's complained like, hey, your images look a little crazy. So that's my goal, is to try to bring you something simple. So that's what my channel's here about: travel and tech made simple. So guys, what do you think about what's probably DJI's most controversial product? You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. We have the FPV crowd over here that's kind of got a love-hate relationship with it, and then people like myself that are GPS flyers that pretty much are loving it, or maybe I think some of the GPS guys might be thrown off with wearing the goggles and stuff like that. So, and it's not, with this thing just having like basically got 2-axis gimbal, when you fly you're going to see some motion in your shots, so some people might not like that. But the FPV guys are used to drones that are a lot lighter, so they're more nimble, more agile. So they're coming from the racing world, so for them this is not a race drone. It was not built to be a race drone, so that doesn't make them happy too much. And then they're also not used to being geo-fenced, which is, the drone uses GPS, and there's certain areas like around airports and other areas of national security maybe that you're not allowed to fly. For the FPV guys, they never ever have to worry about that because their drones don't have GPS. It's like a remote control car. You just hit the signal, it goes. So for them, it's not true FPV. It doesn't race. They don't like being geo-fenced. For us on this side, we think it's kind of cool because we're getting our first taste in the FPV. We're getting our first chance to actually have a drone that can do a flip and a roll and can take off and has the power to weight ratio of like a Ferrari versus, like a friggin' Chevy Malibu that like the camera drones are. I know that's not probably the best analogy, but yeah, this is more like a sports car. You can hit the gas and it shoots straight up. The camera drones are designed to be smooth, cinematic, give you a nice shot, get some good range, get the shot. You could put them into sport mode and have some fun, and yeah, they can move, but generally most people use sport mode because they want to get way down here and get the shot and get back, and they want to do it before the battery dies, so they just zip out there really fast. So, so who's this drone made for? Made for camera guys, GPS guys like us, or actually even according to DJI's own video, it's designed for every level of drone enthusiast.
The world's first ready-to-fly FPV drone that lets users of any skill level feel the thrill of immersive flight.
So you can see from their video, they said from the beginner up. Now, I don't know if I would have this be my first drone, because I think the temptation to throw this thing into manual mode and smash it is probably too great. Probably better off with something like a Mavic Air 2 that has collision sensors forward, back, up, and down. And then another thing with these drones, a lot of people buy the drones because they like the active track features of the drones. So if you're out there snowboarding, skiing, water skiing, whatever it is, you can draw a little box around yourself and the drone will follow you. There's also pre-programmed flight modes in the controller, in the app. You can go in and tell it to do like a boomerang, an orbit, or like a droney where to fly backwards and film you. This drone, I don't think anybody's mentioned it, does not offer any of that. It has no active track features, and it doesn't have any of the pre-program. Now granted, there might be some software updates in the future that change this, but as it is of right now, as of March 2021, these features are not in the FPV drone by DJI. So just be aware of that. If you are looking at this, it's not going to give you those active track features that I think most people go for when they buy the GPS style of drone. So, to me, it's going to be fun. I've been wanting to get into a different kind of flying. I've taken my drones out to a ball field and that, and I've had some fun putting them in sport mode, zipping by and trying to make some turns. Like I said, they don't have the power to weight ratio. They take the turns really wide, and sometimes it gets kind of scary. I'm afraid I'm going to end up wrecking the drone. And I've been wanting to have more fun, something more nimble, more agile, something faster, things that I can do stuff with that I don't feel like my other drones are capable of. So that for me is the reason I'm getting this, because I want to try a different kind of flying. I want something a little more exciting, a little faster pace, something that I'm more in control of. Understand that GPS drones, they basically fly themselves. If you're flying and you just take your hands off the stick, they'll stop and they'll hover, and that's it. And you know, with the collision sensor and that, they pretty much fly themselves. This thing here, you know, you're going to take baby steps. It'll fly like a camera drone. Then you got sport mode with no collision sensors, and you can fly around pretty fast. And then you got manual mode to where you can do some acrobatics. The nice thing with this drone is with DJI is giving you basically like the oh shit button, to where if you get yourself into trouble, you can hit that pause button and the drone will stop. Even if it's upside down, it'll right itself and it'll get itself out of trouble. It's even got the turtle mode where if it's upside down or stuck somewhere, it'll flip itself over. It'll sense how it is and it'll flip itself over, and hopefully you can self-recover. So it put some pretty cool features into here. Is it a full-on race drone? No, and it's not meant to be. It's kind of heavy. If you feel this thing with the battery, it's definitely a lot heavier than a race drone. Is it a camera drone? No, not really. It does have a camera. It can shoot 4K. It says so right on it. Somewhere. Yeah, right there. It even says 4K. See if we can focus on that. So, come on, man. My lighting isn't... Yeah, so, okay, there you go. There you can see it. 4K, maybe. Dang it. I guess I have to put this lens in dang manual here. There we go. Well, anyhow, unimportant, but yeah, so it is what it is. It's kind of a hybrid. It's in between an FPV and a camera drone, trying to give you the best of kind of both worlds. So, if you get it, you know, just make your decision wisely. It is a lot of money. That's also a lot of the FPV guys are saying, this is an awful lot of money to spend on this. But I understand the drone is 1/3 of the product. You got a remote that's over here, and then you have the goggles, which the goggles alone, I think if you buy these things from DJI, are around $500 or so, $600 just for the goggles. So all in all, if you look at the price of everything with batteries, the drone, the remote, it's not a bad deal. It's really not a bad deal in the whole package sense of the world, especially you can use those goggles on other drones. I'm not exactly sure what drones will work with the new version 2 goggles, but you can. So there you have it. All right, everyone, seriously for me, as a veteran, I appreciate you giving me your time and watching my video. I know there's so many drone channels out there. They're all fighting for your business, so I do appreciate your time, giving me a chance. I'm trying to bring you some content, but bring it into a little bit different perspective. I try to make it very simple and fun for you. So we're going to go ahead and take my first flight ever. We're going to fly it around the yard. I have some things I want to try to see if I can't go through, and hopefully we don't wreck it first time out. This is already getting long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Hopefully you enjoyed the unboxing and me explaining all this stuff, and I can get you to subscribe. We travel all across the U.S. in our motorhome. We travel overseas. We do tech reviews here now. We're going to be doing cameras, drones, all fun stuff like that. So a little bit of everything, tech and travel, and life. Sometimes we throw in some fun car stuff as well. So hopefully you get you to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Like, shares, comments, appreciate it. Links down below. You want to save some money on a DJI drone. Some of these cool neon signs like you saw in the beginning, I got a discount code. Custom make it any way you want to. You can send them a picture like I did with my channel name. They are freaking amazing. I save you 10% with the codes down below. If you want to buy a drone, save some money on DJI store, or you can buy it through my Amazon links, and I appreciate the support. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my first flight video coming up, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.